All right. I am back. I am back. I am back. Welcome back to What She Said Sports. Get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. I watched the highlights probably 6 times. Now, if you want to queue up your TV to get the highlights going, I'm getting ready to call out some things. Okay. First and foremost, it's still fire Kevin Stefanski. Why is it? Because he's a buster. Because once again, he want to set Sheduer up. Now, understand something. Let me just compliment Mr. Shedeur. I know he don't like losing. I've heard his press conference. Shout out to Miles Garrett for saying he wouldn't let Shedeur, internalize this and feel like he's a failure. And here's why he shouldn't. Shedeur's first few snaps were more exciting than the Browns season all damn year. Flacco was probably a close second, but Dylan lackluster at best, right? It's obvious Shedeur's a better quarterback. It's obvious Stefanski, like he said in his press conference, knows he's going to battle back. That's why you set him up. And number 55 is a buster. Why? Because if you watch the highlights, you're going to watch number 55 with all the smoke. Top right, second quarter. This is him with the arrow. Look at the coverage for Dylan in the second quarter. This is what coverage should look like. If Sheduer had this coverage, every time the damn ball was snapped by number 55, who's a buster, and I need to make him go out there and get a switch off the tree so I can beat him with it. He had all the smoke. Number 55 had all the smoke for the Ravens. Even threw number 40 on the ground. People was like, that's a penalty, flag on the play. But when Sheduer was in quarterback at the half, he was chasing his man. In fact, he let his man get to Sheduer over here in the third quarter. So 55 did exactly what people say the O-line would do to set up Sheduer. See, they didn't know Sheduer was playing, apparently. Well, that's what they say. Maybe Sheduer didn't know he was playing. But check this out. Go watch the highlights. I'll wait for y'all to get there. Go watch the first 2 snaps on any highlights with Dylan Gabriel. And you're going to see number 55 think He-Man or something like that. Throwing number 40 on the ground with disgust. But when it was for Sheduer, he couldn't block for Sheduer. He couldn't block for Sheduer. Is it a coincidence that the Cleveland Browns O-line is mostly white? No. Is it coincidence Cornelius Lucas is out? He's black. I saw one black O-lineman over to the left tackle. And I don't even think he's the starter, but number 55 is the starter. Has Sheduer had reps with the center? No. So Kevin Stefanski, who's a buster, sent Sheduer Sanders out here to get a ball snap from a center he's never practiced with because number 55 is first string. But check this out. Number 55 was perfect with Dylan. And when he came to blocking and tackling, he was snapping the ball fine. He was out here tackling number 40 and trying to slam him to the damn ground. That was beyond football. But when it was Sheduer, he had no smoke. And he was out here not even chasing his man. Basically, damn near skipping behind the defender or the person from the Ravens. Number 55, the center, is a buster. And I just want to know how much Kevin Stefanski pay him. Because we just watched 2 halves of a game. When Sheduer's the quarterback on the back half, he blowing his coverage. What, he tired? Then he ought to be benched. He's supposed to be the starter. I look at the depth chart. I wonder how he could look Sheduer in his face. He probably laughing. Because if he a faithful servant like Sheduer, that means he racist. Because why would you block for Dylan all the first half with all of the smoke and all of the energy? But when it comes to Sheduer, you letting your man tee off on Sheduer. It's on camera. And I don't know who they think we stupid, but we gonna see it. And they want to talk about Sheduer struggling. Sheduer didn't struggle. Let's just talk about it. Sheduer got his own damn first down and moved the chains. Sheduer completed a first down, I think, to Cedric Tillman. He threw a 25-yard bomb to somebody, and that damn Hail Mary to Gage, had it been completed, I haven't even seen Dylan play like that. That looked like the Sheduer Sanders from Cleveland. So he didn't struggle. His O-line, number 55 in particular, intentionally blew his coverage because when Dylan was in there, number 55 knew how to block and tackle. But he ain't know for the black quarterback. Yeah, I'm calling it. That's what it is. Why the hell else would you be different? Y'all all on the same team. But so you're going to take down your black quarterback, but you're going to protect for Dylan. And then Stefanski, quick to tell us Dylan going to be back out there. That's on Dylan and his family. If he want to be kicked around like a rag doll and kept on the field like Jackson Dart to keep a black quarterback off the field, because that's all it is. Race Norman. Sheduer is not worthy, according to Kevin Stefanski, who still cannot say his damn name. I don't care about the little niceties. You're only doing that because you know you a damn legal liability. That's right. Because there was nothing else made him switch up. And as long as he think he can come up with a viable excuse, why he didn't bench 55, who couldn't block for Sheduer but could block for Dylan? Let's see if he bench him next week. How the hell is it that you don't get Sheduer ready just in case Dylan fall out? Most of us don't even know how Dylan got hurt. And in the highlights, I saw Sheduer get sacked. I didn't see Dylan get sacked in the highlights. I don't hear people talking about how trash his QB play is, how boring it is. Sheduer's first few snaps was exciting as hell. He spread the ball around. I'm pretty sure I thought I saw Isaiah Bond. I saw Njoku. I saw Tillman. I think Junkins may have been on the field. I saw Gage Lavardian. Had that pass connected, they was hoping and praying that one was broken up. And I don't know, was that not pass interference? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But the point is, had he had the opportunity to practice with the people he was playing with, he would be in rhythm and in chemistry. And had he had the opportunity to know he was playing, shit, had he been developed by Cleveland, he out here self-developing, no first-team reps. And Darren Reuter, I don't even know who he is, but I heard his name before. He called out Stefanski. He said maybe if Sheduer had first-team reps, we wouldn't be talking about him struggling. Sheduer didn't struggle. Sheduer got his own goddamn first down. He completed another first down to the side. Jerry Jeudy had one bad-ass catch that was also a first down. He converted a third down. And that pass is probably the longest pass ever thrown all season long by a quarterback for Cleveland that Gage could have gotten, but we don't know if it was pass interference or not, and he probably would have called it. Because Stefanski didn't want to win this game with Sheduer. Now let's talk about Lamar. Lamar in the same situation, and I'm going to tell you when they're going to catch him again. All they wanted to talk about was Mark Andrews breaking a wide receiver or the most receiving passes for a wide receiver when he a goddamn tight end. The first half of the game for Lamar was Sheduer's second half of the game. In the first half of the game, Lamar Jackson's O-line set his ass up until he started using his legs, something they don't even really want him to do no more. Lamar, like Sheduer, battled back. And for Stefanski to say out loud, I know he gonna battle back talking about Sheduer. You set him up. You set him up with your center. You set him up when you didn't give him first team reps. Stefanski should be fired immediately. It's enough of this. This is disgusting. Fans already had the boycott because of poor performance. You already don't want to show the top of the stadium because people say the fans didn't show up. The tailgate looked bleak. People want to see exciting football. They don't want to see check down Charlie out there. And he quick to say Dylan gonna get back out there. Put it back out there. Because obviously, if you're going to get number 55 to set Sheduer up, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. And what Sheduer have on the sleeve, if your center is selling you out, and he's seen this before at Colorado, Pat Schumer, not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. There was one play that the hole opened up and Sheduer ran right through the middle and got a first down. Then he threw, or that was after he threw a first down. But then number 55 want to act like he ain't been out here on camera protecting for damn Gabriel the whole first half. Number 55 is a buster. And Kevin Stefanski, both of them need to be kicked out. Because you've taken down your own damn quarterback. And why you do that? Because you don't want to win. And this is for the NFL. It seems like it's too much to have these beautifully melanated brothers playing exciting, sabotage-free football. Because we know one of them gonna win. But I guess they didn't want us to talk about it. So they set up Lamar in the first half with his own O-line. And while his O-line was letting him get sacked and teed off on, his damn defense was over there protecting Dylan. The Ravens defense was propping Dylan Gabriel up. And then suddenly Derrick Henry decided he know how to run. They protected Dylan Gabriel, the Ravens defense, but they had all the smoke for Shedeur. And both team offenses and O-line. Number 55 for Browns. I ain't have time to watch Cleveland because but they do that to Lamar all the time. It's probably the right tackle. Both teams' O-line set them up to get teed off on today. So that two black, beautifully, obviously, black melanated football players, quarterbacks on Sunday wouldn't have the most talked about game of the week in the positive. I started a little negative stories. I don't think it was a conspiracy about Sheduer. You goddamn right they colluded against Sheduer. It ain't no goddamn conspiracy. There will never be a justification for the owners taking Sheduer off the board, like it's no justification for the owners letting Sheduer let people run around and sabotage Sheduer, C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson, and every other black quarterback. What y'all are seeing happening on camera, been happening behind the scenes at the draft for a long time. Is documented. But for an O-lineman to play in the first half and protect Dylan, but not to protect Sheduer, what the hell is his problem? He don't want no black quarterbacks either. You gonna let your own team lose the game because you don't want a black quarterback? Or did they pay you and you don't care what color the quarterback is because you like green? Number 55. Go watch the highlights. It's obvious. And somebody else pointed out another play saying Stefanski ought to be fired for calling these plays. And he gonna say, oh, I wasn't calling the plays. This is why they fired the offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey last year. They set him up. So they set up Ken Dorsey last year. They probably setting up Tommy Rees this year. They setting up Shedeur Sanders. I'm pretty sure they set up Deshaun Watson. I'm pretty sure they set up Jameis Winston. I know they set up Dorian Thompson-Robinson the first time they let their rookie play. They 5th round rookie play against MVP Lamar Jackson in 2023. He's not even in the league. They used that game to bench him the following year. You let the NFL try benching Sheduer. You let the NFL try devaluing Sheduer. You know what I said today? Sheduer too good for these people. This young man is being held back and held hostage. If they let him go, I hope it's in time or he get the hell up and walk out of there and go play in Canada because we coming. Because one thing about it, when he had coverage, he balled the hell out. That's why 55 was blowing his coverage. Because they didn't want Sheduer to play a clean game. They didn't want Sheduer to have an O-line. So they let the center sabotage his own goddamn quarterback in the second half while he's on camera protecting his quarterback in the first half. So the second half was obligatory. The first half, he enjoyed taking number 40 from the Ravens after the play and throwing it to the ground and did not get a call. But he was lackluster, and he allowed Sheduer to be teed off. Number 55. If y'all don't call it out, they just going to do it next week. Talking about Dylan to be back. Fine. We ain't forcing you to play Sheduer. But if you're going to put Sheduer out there and you're going to keep setting him up, we're going to keep calling out these players. We didn't already call Stefanski, but you act like you don't want to hear it. We're going to be calling out these goddamn players with these plays. And we let them know, we see you. We see you. So if you want to be a part of the collusion against Sheduer, you do it at your own damn risk. Because we're going to out you. It's obvious what happened today. What's less obvious is that Baltimore took down Lamar Jackson and held him back in the first half to prop him up against Dylan. So that Dylan could not look as trash of a goddamn quarterback that he is. So he could actually look like he fit in the NFL when he does not. Even the announcers were talking about how poised Sheduer was in the pocket. I don't want to hear about no damn sacks when 55 was out here letting it happen. It's funny how it didn't happen every play. That ain't on Sheduer. And people said they wonder what Sheduer was thinking when he was sitting on the bench with his hands in his head. I know what he was thinking. Goddamn, I can't believe my O-line set me up over here too. But Sheduer, I know better than any of us know that Pat Schumer-Stefanski connection is why the same thing keeps happening. It's nasty work. Fans want to see good, exciting football players. I don't really think most fans give a damn that 2 of them are black. And I don't think that any fan gives too much of a damn about the fact that Lamar Jackson got 2 black parents, and so does Shedeur Sanders, but the NFL cares. The NFL seems to care because they orchestrated the takedown and the holdback of both of them with their O-lines, who are mostly white. Not a coincidence the tight ends are mostly white. Not a coincidence the O-lines are mostly white, because I can control them. Or maybe we're like-minded. Maybe 55 is the goddamn servant leader, just like Stefanski. I wonder if his check going to be a little heavy or if this was just charity work. Go watch the highlights. In the first half, keep your eyes on number 55. When Sheduer get in, keep your eyes on number 55. And he don't waste no time. It's in the first few snaps. Before you end the third quarter with Sheduer, or before you get to the half with Dylan. That's why it's right here on the screen. He's a buster. Because that's your teammate. And somehow it seems that they done intimidated the black players, and they done somehow decided to work with some of the white players to take down their own damn quarterback. You got to be out your rabbit ass mind to take down your own teammate. Is that what the NFL want? To go back to the days where the NFL was segregated and they had people like Richard Incognito leaving voicemails for Jonathan Martin, intimidating him because he was black and they ain't want no black O-lineman? That's what they want? Or they want to go back to the days with Marlon Briscoe when he was actually good for the Denver Broncos, but they told him because you black, just like they tell Shedeur, we know who you are. We know you're going to battle back, but I'm going to put somebody out there to make sure you don't win. Because we don't want to win with a black quarterback. That's why a white O-lineman is out here letting the opponent tee off on you. Because if most of the O-line was black, I wasn't going to get everybody to do it, and somebody going to tell. It's strategic. So Sheduer moved the chains himself. 1st and 10. Then he actually tossed a 1st and 10. Then he actually lobbed a long pass. I know there are teams and leagues. I know Canada, like, we need to get him. I'm telling you, it needs to happen because the NFL not doing right by Lamar. And how long has it been? And I know they won today, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with him. They don't want them to come out. Where they stopped him at last year, they ain't going to let him go no further. They're not letting Lamar win a Super Bowl. They are actively colluding against him and have been since he stepped foot onto a combine, and they wanted to convert him to a wide receiver, and he said no. Then they robbed him of his 3rd MVP. And today, they hit him back. So that Dylan, who just got there, who's not an NFL caliber QB, but went to the Manning Passing Academy, could look like he could keep up and have about the same stats as Lamar. They had Lamar at damn near under 50% completions. They wouldn't let him stand up long enough at points to throw the ball, so he started to run. And guess what? Sheduer did the same thing. But now it's a knock against black quarterbacks to actually use their athleticism, but it's okay for Travis to use his. It's okay for Hamilton to use his because they want to dumb down the quarterback position so the likes of Dylan can reach it. And they're willing to employ nasty work like number 55 to take down his own quarterback because he's black. You are watching racism play out on a Sunday in the NFL when 2 quarterbacks have black parents, the mama and the daddy, and they don't want to see these 2 obviously black quarterbacks making y'all excited, talking about it today and tomorrow. Did you see that pass from Lamar Jackson? Did you see that touchdown from Shedeur Sanders? I'm telling you, that touchdown to Shedeur Sanders to Gage, people will be talking about that from now till probably the end of the season. And that's why it didn't happen. But it shows you Sheduer will battle back. It shows you he don't give up. He is poised in the pocket. But now Sheduer got to figure out how to overcome his O-line. Now, he did it at Colorado. And I remember when the center started having issues, suddenly the center in Cleveland have issues. Sheduer better tell himself that Pat Schumer and Stefanski are doing the thing they did to him as Sheduer, and they talking about it. Chances are they talking about it. Not a coincidence, it's the center. If you watched Colorado last year, it was the center. Matter of fact, he just tapped out on the team, and they had to go to Cash Cleveland, who's now at Texas Tech. Not a coincidence here. 55, the center. It could be the right tackle. It could be the left tackle. But it's the center. And for Stefanski, this is where malpractice enters the chat again. Stefanski act like Dylan wasn't going to ever get hurt. So I don't need to get Sheduer ready with the ones. Or is it that I don't want to get Sheduer ready with the ones? I know Dylan going to get hurt, but Sheduer going to get out there and look rusty. Now, the conversation is shifted to, so was it a little rust that you were kind of knocking off out there? He said he just happened to have the opportunity. They gave me the opportunity. I didn't live up to my expectations. But like Miles Garrett said, nah, it's a team thing. It sure is. One part of the team tried to take down the other part of the team. Yeah, it's a team effort. It sure is. It was a damn team effort when the damn center for the Browns, number 55, a starter in the damn NFL making double-digit millions, decided to blow coverage in the second half when his quarterback changed to a black guy. It ain't my job to prove he ain't racist. It's his job to prove he's not racist. Is that why he was over there trying to throw number 40 for the Ravens, who's black, down to the ground because he got a problem with black people? It's not my problem. It's not my issue to prove that he's not racist. It's his. So the Browns took down their own goddamn team today. And the Ravens tried it. But somebody had to lose. And they damn sure wasn't going to let Sheduer win. But the game could have been exciting from quarter 1 to quarter 4 for the fans. So they don't give a damn about the fans. They just want to keep pushing this false narrative that Lamar and Sheduer don't have the mental capacity like white quarterbacks. So that's why they can't get it done. So they keep sending the goddamn kickers out here to play football while they sack Lamar and Sheduer. And it's their whole damn O-line. And that's why a lot of the O-linemen are white. Because I can control them and get them to do what I want to do, especially if they are also faithful servants. Number 55 is a buster. And Karma gonna catch his ass. And Stefanski is evil. It's turning into a race war. The fans see what time it is. What you want your fan base to be split? You don't think black people can see what's happening, or you don't care? I told y'all, still gonna be in Cleveland until the whole truth and nothing but the truth comes out. And here we are today on chapter 3, racism within the Browns, black versus white. When the quarterback is black, some white O-linemen will not protect for them. So we don't win with the black quarterback because we have never drafted a black quarterback in the first round like Sheduer. So you saw what we did to him. We want to get a white quarterback. And this is what they do. Go to the extremes to set up a black quarterback to fail. And the Ravens did it to Lamar again today, just like they did in that game when Andrews dropped that ball. It's up to these black players to figure out what you're going to do. Because I already said it before. You getting ready to come in the draft, you know what it is. If you black, they're going to use you against your own damn black quarterback. Or you could go out there and start your own damn league. I would pay good money to see Sheduer play in Canada because he's fun to watch play football. They don't want that. All they care about is, I don't want a black quarterback. Throwing a temper tantrum like a 3-year-old. I don't want a black quarterback. And people keep coming to me talking about we had 3 black quarterbacks last year in Cleveland. Where the hell are they? Devalued or injured. They kept Deshaun injured the entire goddamn time. And they actually making money off of him. Crying about they don't have money to pay because they paid Deshaun. They do not pay Deshaun. The insurance company pays Deshaun $46 million. Some people say it's insurance fraud. I don't know. I don't even care. The point is, they not paying Deshaun. But they want to scapegoat him and make him look bad, but they quiet as hell about Justin Tucker. This whole black versus white in the NFL was started at the top with the culture, with the commissioner and the owners. The owners have never taken a white player off the draft board, didn't tell him, and let him be humiliated in front of 7 million people. Of the daughter of gave out the information for one of the top draft picks to humiliate him. This has never happened. Shedeur didn't play bad. I don't think Shedeur had his head down because he was struggling. He wasn't struggling. Number 55 sold him up the river. Now, Gage, I saw how sad Gage looked that he didn't catch that ball. So Gage didn't do that on purpose. I saw LeJounte and Shedeur sitting side by side talking, and it looked like LeJounte was consoling Shedeur, but hell, LeJounte had his own mishap in the game. Understand, mistakes will happen. There will never be a mistake-free game. Not when you have 22 people on the field on both sides. But sabotage has no place in this game. And sabotaging a black quarterback because he's black has absolutely no place in professional football. And that's where we are. Because there are 16 or 17 black starting quarterbacks. And I care who has the title of QB1. I care how much melanin they have. I care how many black parents they have. I care that they're visibly black playing against each other, exciting football on marquee games at prime time. I care about all of that. That's what the NFL cares about. That's what the Cleveland Browns cares about. And the NFL can't say they don't care about it because they allow organizations like the Giants and the Browns to be racist against black quarterbacks. They allow them. They say nothing when players sabotage their own teammates. Nothing. But they have something to say when it's written down incorrectly if Lamar Jackson practiced or not. That's what matters, that we keep tabs on Lamar so we can set him up. I wonder what they call it. Because if you notice, it's not happening where the quarterback isn't concerned. You see what I'm saying? It's not happening where the quarterback isn't concerned. And because they've told us so many times that the quarterback is the most important position on the team. And Stefanski has said, I don't know how many times, that there are standards for this position. Well, if Sheduer couldn't reach the bar, you would have never have to send 55 to set him up. Or do you want to send a message to Sheduer because the center at Colorado was tapping out and you and Schumer having conversations trying to remind him of who's really in control because he called his own plays? He had a goddamn sleeve just like he had on today. But the quarterbacks at Colorado don't have a sleeve this year, and that's problematic. It means the person that said that Shedeur Sanders was comparable to Daniel Jones on and off the field can control everything that happens, whether it's Juju, Caden, or Ponder. It explains why Ponder never got a real opportunity, even when Staub didn't look good. It explains why Schumer said things like Staub is cerebral. I like the way he thinks. He thinks like a quarterback, but not Juju, not Ponder, and not Caden Salter. And just for y'all that don't know, that's Kevin Stefanski's old boss. And he thinks there are standards for the position. I guess he feel like Shedeur is black, so he don't fit the standard because they want they white him is somewhere hiding behind Stefanski and behind the GM cheating and devaluing black players. He don't get a pass either. Shedeur actually did circumstance. Yes, his pass to Gage did not connect, but it will. And if it's not Gage in the NFL, there are a lot of fans that want to see Shedeur ball out and will follow him to Canada. Because the NFL not going to stop because they haven't stopped where Lamar Jackson is concerned. And I have compared these two multiple times, asking, what's the difference between Lamar Jackson and Shedeur? Nothing, because they both being colluded against by the NFL. And Shedeur should learn from Lamar's story and ask himself, do you want to spend the next few years in the NFL behind players that are not even NFL caliber because they're not Black? Or do you want to spend your time in the NFL with them colluding against you, robbing you of your third MVP, puncturing your lung so you're not QB1 and can't play? You out of commission. Getting you sacked excessively so you end up with concussion after concussion and possibly CTE. What happened today is for Shedeur to realize the message that they're sending him is we're not going to stop, and they not. Lamar has decided to put up with it. And I'm sure he want to stay again, but I hate to tell Mr. Lamar, they are already trying to push him out by devaluing him in this game, by making it appear that he and Dylan on the same page. Ain't no point me giving you $330 million. And this is after he has to become a pure pocket passer, something Sheduer is, and they don't like that either. This is a lesson for Sheduer to sit down and realize in his heart that what happened in the draft was not about your father, because you just played across the field from a quarterback that we've been colluding against since he hit the combine. We were mean, nasty, setting him up and embarrassing and humiliating him too. And you're no different, because they don't care who your daddy is. This is for Shedeur to take inventory in his heart and understand that if God opened that door, whether it's Canada or your own league or your own team, if Shiloh have a team and you have a team, don't you look back this way. Don't you look back this way, because you're not going to have missed nothing. You're going to realize the NFL was never what you thought it was. It was never what it was sold to you as. It's different for you because you a quarterback. You a Black quarterback. So we can take a listen to Shedeur's interview. I'm proud of him. Mary Cabot tried to rope him up like she tried to rope up Miles Garrett, asking Miles Garrett about Shedeur. Is he good? This, that, and the other. He said he's not answering that question. That's not my job. But he does what he's supposed to do and he works hard. Shout out to Miles Garrett for that. I'm glad he clarified that. He also said he wouldn't let Shedeur take this. It is a team effort. Number 55 ought to be ashamed of himself. No point in you being a member of the Cleveland Browns when you really the enemy, because he enemy number one. Pay attention. Go watch the highlights. You don't even have to watch the whole game to see it. You see it, and that's shameful to take down your own team member because your team member is Black. It's sick. Because it ain't because you got blind loyalty to Stefanski. That ain't it. You agree with Stefanski that Black quarterbacks aren't worthy to hold the most important position on the football team. And the Browns aren't the only team that fans should be boycotting. The Baltimore Ravens need to boycott, because I already know what they get ready to do to them. If I held Lamar Jackson back in the first half of this game to make Dylan Gabriel, an undrafted free agent, non-NFL talent, look better than me or equal to me, what the hell do you think they're going to do against Drake May or Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen? You already know the answer to that question. Him up. So it's up for him. It's up to Lamar to decide if he want to keep putting up with it. And it's up to Sheduer to understand this, Lamar, is what you're going to have to be. This is what they're going to do to you. They're not going to give you a fair opportunity. They have 17 Black starting quarterbacks, and they don't want no more. You number 17. It's racist. They feel like if they leave, You're new to us, just hang out. Too many windows open. All right, I was editing some videos, so I had to close that out. Okay, so let me share this with y'all that I put together and curated. Social media feels like Stefanski set Sheduer up. He was waiting for Sheduer to fail. A lot of people believe that, right? So the question was, asking Sheduer what it is that he could possibly have been thinking, right? I said that one of the things he was thinking is, I can't believe my O line set me up. And yeah, people like it. My O line is selling me out because that's what it is. That's what it is. And there are people right here. It says Stefanski on the sidelines watching Shedeur Sanders struggle, then literally not preparing him to play all season. So they basically saying he like Birdman and Stefanski just rubbing his hands and essentially just watching Shedeur fail, knowing he didn't prepare him to succeed. So I had to switch internet real fast. That took a minute. So if y'all still there, that's cool. All right. So Shedeur's press conference was good. Miles Garrett, I thought he stepped up and he pointed out he wasn't gonna be ensnared in no conversations. Yes, they're gonna be hating on Shedeur, but I think the overall lesson here, I think the overall message for Shedeur playing against Lamar, they've been colluding against Lamar since the beginning. They just not going to allow these black quarterbacks to become the majority, right, of the start. Playing, he did a very good job, to be honest. And that's another thing, right? They have to answer the questions the right way. They can't blame anybody, even if he knows in his heart he was set up by the center. Because again, he'd been here before. He can't say that. He can't. He has to take it on the chin. He has to say it's me. He has to listen to people. Take him down. I'm just saying he has. That's what I'm saying. You have to. He can't be honest. He can't talk about the play calling. He just have to say it's him, and then he also has to endure the public saying it's him. So when y'all on these platforms this week, y'all can use y'all's voice because it ain't Sheduer. Is he perfect? No, he's not. But was he set up? Absolutely. And it's not gonna stop. We watched Stefanski get to this part of the season and decide to say something nice about this young man, but he still refuses to say his name, which meant the discrimination will continue. And this is a message for Shedeur playing against Lamar, who they've been colluding with. This is what you're going to have to put up with. Do you want to put up with this? Do you want to spend your best years fighting against your employer, against your team, against your teammates to win something they don't want you with because you're black and you're not worthy? That's just the reality. That's just the reality. And yeah, God opened the door. But before he closed it, Shedeur gonna understand this wasn't about my dad. I am good. Y'all just don't want me to ball out because I'm black. And you don't want 17, 18, 19, 20 black starting quarterbacks. Take a listen.
Losing isn't something I'm comfortable with at all. So everything, I just gotta take this one. I gotta take this one. I gotta decompress. I gotta understand, like, this really happened. On my watch. So I don't like the feeling, and I know offensively, if I'm able to get out there and have an opportunity, I know that I'll be able to take everything to a different level. Like I said, I'm still have the same confidence. I'm still me. I'll never go anywhere. Just going out there seeing daylight. That's all I needed. To see how they move out there. You playing against a great defense. You got guys from the Pro Bowl out there, so it's like it's exciting to see. Okay, this what it's like. All right, this what it's like. I'm excited for it. So, um, I just gotta take this one. And build on.
As parents and people that have obviously gone before Shedeur, that are older Shedeur, that have lived more life than Shedeur, we made it to this far because we support these guys, right? Now, coming in next year, you're on your own. You on your own, bro, because you know what it is. And did these young cats coming in to the NFL know what it's like? And some people have said they don't find out until they find out once they sign that contract what it's really like. Well, guess what? The curtain has been pulled back. You know what it is. You know if you're a black quarterback, you already see what it is. It wasn't just Shedeur. It was never about Coach Prime. This game was two beautifully black, melanated, elite quarterbacks that could both elevate the game play, and have fans talking to the end of the season, hoping to see them vie for the divisional. But because they're Black, the Stefanskis of the world, number 55 of the world, which is why he owned the team in the first place, are willing to let Sheduer watch this whole game again and watch them set up, develop, give first team reps to Dylan. Then when the whistle blows in the first half, protect Dylan. But then when it's his turn, he don't get first team reps just in case. He don't get protection at all from the same people that protected Dylan. I don't know if the NFL just wants Black players to stop becoming quarterbacks or to stop coming to the NFL. But what I want is for Black players after this game. I want all Black quarterbacks in the group chat so y'all can support each other and strategize on how to overcome your own teammates that's holding you back. Because that's what you saw with Lamar. That's what you're seeing with Shedeur. And then while you're doing that, I need you to simultaneously go down a path to start your own league. All you need is 2 teams, a field to play on, and streaming. Fans are sick of this shit. We will watch y'all athleticism ball out. Just try it. Because you're not going to be able to keep this up. It's going to start messing with you up here. You're going to become submissive. They're going to break you. And then when they toss you to the wind and toss you out, they're going to make fun of you and you're not going to know who you are. We don't want to see y'all treated like this. We really don't. And it's white fans that feel like I do. Everybody's not racist. That's true. But it's too many of them that's playing this game. It's too many NFL players willing to take down their own quarterback on their own team because they're Black. So I'm proud of Sheduer. I'm happy to see him smile. He's going to have to ask himself, does he want to spend his best years? Now, this is what they said today, and I believe that this is true. They said this is all Black people across the world, globally. And that's true. Watching Shedeur Sanders play right now, everybody was just happy to see him get out here. But we had to watch number 55 blow his coverages after people who watched the game watched him protect Dylan. We had to watch Stefanski quickly tell us Dylan will be back out there. Sheduer, we knew he would battle back. Couldn't say his name though. And set this young man up to fail, to take down his own team. Let me say this clearly. Kevin Stefanski is setting up his own team to lose. When it's Dylan, Stefanski is not trying to put the team in the best position to win. And when we all knew this day would come, that Sheduer has to take over because something happens to Dylan, Stefanski intentionally did not give Sheduer first team reps so he could look like the pro that he is. He would get a limited opportunity, and all he would be able to do is knock the rust off and wonder why number 55 won't block for him. Kevin Stefanski should be fired before the sun come up. This is disgusting. If not, NFL fans need to boycott. You see a lot of fans stayed away. And the Ravens fans need to do the same thing because they are already talking. They already talking. And other teams, people need to admit what's really going on here. They need to admit what's going on and stop turning a blind eye. It's not an accident. No, he's not that damn rusty. He wasn't developed. He didn't get first team reps. Number 55 did not block for him. Go watch the film. Go watch the highlights. This is Miles Garrett.
For sure. I mean, just tell him to keep his head up. I know there was one drive in which he kind of walked off, and I saw him. He was putting his head down. I know he was kind of thinking about, I know he wants to make the play. He wants to, have that game changing drive because, he feels like he has that ability, and we've seen it. So don't be discouraged from one drive or 2 drives. It's a good football team over there. So just trying to keep him to keep his confidence high, and keep on chasing that standard which he set. And we're going to continue to support him. He spoke after the game, and he wanted to pin it on himself and his performance, but and we're not going to allow him to do that. No, it's a team game, so we're all in this together.
Said he addressed the entire team in the locker room.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just tell him to keep his head up. I know there was one drive in which he kind of walked off, and I saw him. He was putting his head down. I know he was kind of thinking about, I know he wants to make the play. He wants to, have that game change.
Now, imagine being on a team like this, right? The NFL already had Bountygate, where they paid to hurt players on the opposing team. Now they're taking down their own team members because we got too many black quarterbacks playing on Sundays. We don't want no more. We don't want 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have enlisted a few people on their own teams to take down their own black quarterback. That's what's happening. People need to stop dancing around it, stop talking around it. The only people eager to take down Sheduer never wanted him to be a black quarterback in the NFL anyway. They want to go back to what they think are the glory days. Here's the thing. If it's fair play, it's fair play. Right? But they don't want fair play. They prefer collusion. So shout out to Miles Garrett, who I felt like clarified his statement instead of just saying, that's not my job. He went on to say, it's not my place to say whether he's doing good or not, but I can say he's working hard. I can say that he's disciplined. He's letting you know this young man wants to get it done. And if you're on this team, you have to resign yourself. And on any NFL team that has a black quarterback, and the betting people probably have already figured this out, you have to resign yourself. That they just really don't want you to win. Not all of y'all, and not most of y'all, but maybe one or two of y'all who don't have two black parents. Fans need to stop lying to themselves. I asked what the Cleveland Browns go to watch when Deshaun Kaiser went 0-15, and they kept showing up about 64,000 at a time. What the black fans doing? Y'all gonna have to start calling it what it is. So that was Miles Garrett. That was Shedeur. Shedeur handled himself well, but he got a real question to ask himself. We just have to be honest, right? I don't mind putting it out here that number 55 did not protect for Shedeur because he didn't. He just didn't. And he know they're gonna watch film, so he don't give a damn what Shedeur think it out. He don't even care what nobody else think because they all know, they all in on it. Understand, these players gotta go back and watch film. Shedeur gonna sit down and watch what happened. He gonna see what we saw. He gonna see number 55 blocked for Dylan, and then he gonna see number 55 not blocked for him, and it wasn't just once. And he already knows his head coach don't want him to succeed. He also know God opened the door for him to be there. So what he has to ask himself, is this really where God want me to be? Because the answer is probably no. It probably is. I'm just going to put it out there. But will I be eager to see him play in Canada? Yep. Because he's a dog. Sheduer was fun to watch. This was the most excitement just watching the highlights. Nobody wants to see all that check down BS. Not even the racist fans want to see the check down BS. I watched those cameras point to the sideline. When Shedeur got a first down, them kids stood up and started doing this. They don't want to admit it. He's like that. They know Lamar is like that. That's why they keep holding both of them back. And that's why they put Shedeur in this division with Lamar, because only one can come out. Go look at, the NFC, where the Giants are and the Cowboys have black quarterbacks stacked up with each other. So they don't all spread out and be good. People need to admit what's going on here. They need to admit it's malpractice with Stefanski not giving Shedeur first team reps. How can you not get your QB2 ready with the QB1s? But then Shedeur got to self-develop on the field in the game. It was the same way with the Panthers, and it never changed. It never changed. And nobody's holding Stefanski accountable. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Stefanski's rogue. Or so it seems. He should be fired because they are allowing Stefanski to hold back Shedeur. So at this point, maybe they want him to make up his mind that he just retired from the NFL and go to Canada. Okay, because I'm going, because I'm sick of this shit. And I think a lot of more people would surprise them and go to. Just like a lot of Browns fans who they deem loyalists, they decided to stay away today. I never saw Dylan get sacked. Not in the highlights, but I did see Sheduer. I don't even know how Dylan got a concussion, and I'm not sure if he even got one. I mean, I don't want that for him, but they lie, so we don't know what to believe. But we know we believe what we see. We know when this young man had protection, just like at Colorado, he balled out. And you know what? He overcame that at Colorado. And then the NFL did what? And they still doing it. People just need to admit the NFL don't want two Black quarterbacks with Black parents, a mother and a father who are Black, playing on Sundays, game after game after game. Just admit it. Just admit it. Because this game should have been the game you talked about today. But maybe I wanted y'all to talk about who won, Denver versus Kansas City. Or maybe I wanted you to talk about the Bills. They knew this game was coming. People just need to admit it. The NFL is not ready for 20 Black starting quarterbacks. The NFL is not interested in 20 Black starting quarterbacks, or every Sunday, the marquee games being two Black quarterbacks, or the third Super Bowl with two Black quarterbacks at the helm, which is why they're rigging it right now. Just admit it. Just stop lying. Just stop telling us that we are looking at competitive sports, but actually we're looking at the WWE version of football, not to be pure entertainment because you don't have the talent. It's because you don't want the Black talent to shine. Just admit it. You don't want two Black quarterbacks being the talk of the games every single week. You don't want 3 Black Super Bowls, 4 Black Super Bowls, five Super Bowls in a row, consistently back to back to back. With 2 Black quarterbacks, just tell us. You don't want to see it in a Super Bowl. You don't want it in the AFC, NFC games because you read that. And you don't want it now on Sundays. So we rigging Super Bowls, we rigging the championship games, and we rigging Sunday games where 2 Black quarterbacks are, so they aren't the most talked about topic on Monday morning. Shame on the Baltimore Ravens for holding back Lamar Jackson today in the first half. Shame on the Baltimore Ravens defense for propping up Dylan Gabriel in the first half. And shame on the damn Cleveland Browns for having Shedeur Sanders sacked while they blew coverage in the second half, which meant they thought about it. We're going to hold back Lamar first so Dylan could look like he belonged here. And then we're going to switch off, which is why people don't know when Dylan got a concussion. And then we're going to put Shedeur out there. And then we're going to let the field goal kickers do all the work. So people won't say Lamar and Shedeur are elite and ooh and ah. Admit that that's what it is. Just admit that that's what it is. Because see, now you don't wait for rigging the Super Bowls, so it's not 2 Black quarterbacks. You already rigged the championship conference games. Now it's on Sundays. So, when you tell one lie, you have to tell another. You just got to keep going. Just stop drafting Black quarterbacks and they go start their own league. How about that? They're not going to do that because they don't want them to start their own league. In fact, they feel like the Black quarterbacks need them to start their own league, which is why they're talking about a G League. And guess who's going to end up there? Just admit what it is. Just admit Stefanski's not coach of the year twice, but he's the servant leader willing to put together an all-white O-line to take down a Black quarterback. Or when you get a Black quarterback by force, Stefanski is the gatekeeper. Admit that. Admit that Haslam knows and don't want to do nothing about it. Just admit it. Admit that the Ravens been trying to take down Lamar Jackson since he got drafted. Admit that you robbed him of his 3rd MVP to give it to Josh Allen. Because before he came to the league, he had some racist things to say. And being married to a Black woman does not excuse you from racism. Admit it. Admit that the people that you prop up are actually racist. And the people that you shun are not. Even if they white. Just admit it. You're a league full of racists. That's what you want to be. You don't want no black quarterbacks, but you want to use people like Travis Hunter like a workhorse until he asks for his money up front. And then when you give it to him, you want to say you got fleeced, but you were actually underutilizing him. So why you whining? Just admit it. Just admit that race norms still exist in the NFL. And you look down upon the black players and say they have a lower cognitive functioning, which is why you don't respect them. And the white players are superior, which is why 55 was allowed and probably asked to blow coverages for Sheduer, but to protect Dylan, because Dylan's not black. And he ain't a good quarterback either. So you don't even care about talent. Just admit it. Talent doesn't matter anymore. You don't want black athleticism at the QB position anymore. Just admit it. Just admit it and let the chips fall where they may. No need to con the fans. Just admit it. 340 of us, hit the like button, please. Hey, Michael, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's just so disgusting. It's just so disgusting. And, you know, I feel like a parent, right? And Sheduer's not my kid, but I can only imagine how his mother and father may feel when they probably both have figured out what we all have figured out. They're not going to never give him a good chance. And I have a discerning spirit enough to know that what happened in that game today, holding back Lamar in the beginning, holding back Shedeur at the end, and only propping up Dylan, when in fact these two could have went out here and it was a lights out party and we all could have been happy. They don't give a damn about the fans. They robbed the fans of an opportunity to watch two elite quarterbacks, but they want to force check down Charlie down the fans' throats and expect them to pay $600 to see it. Well, you know what? They can get y'all $600. They can't have mine. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. And Shedeur is just going to have to come to the understanding that no matter how talented he is, he has two black parents and they will not allow him to succeed. And nobody's going to hold them accountable. And this is not new for the NFL. And it don't matter who your father is when it's 17 or 32. And you, Shedeur Sanders, are number 17. It's they agree on the Black Friday boycotts. Use small businesses spend dollars. I totally agree. It's obvious Shedeur is better than Dylan. I totally agree. You can see that from the highlights. You can see from the highlights. And if you know, and honestly, I don't even know. I think because I watch the stats all the time, it's almost like I can see it mentally playing out. You can go watch those highlights. Watch those highlights do numbers. Somebody, if they smart, they gonna take the highlight video or the whole video and they gonna only do Shedeur's highlights versus Lamar Jackson's highlights. Give us the game we should have had. Hell, I might do it. Give us the game we should have had. Give us the game we should have had. Sheduer versus Lamar. Maybe we'll never get the real game. Because why? Both of their O-lines sold them out today at different times. So Dylan could walk away. They could say Lamar overrated and Sheduer was never good to begin with. This is why they all just need to leave at the same time and go start their own stuff. Because I know you got to be tired. But then again, maybe when a direct deposit hit, it ain't that bad of a deal. Exactly. Dylan Gabriel did not get hit or sacked at all. It said, I think they said he got sacked once. It said, Earl said the concussion was an excuse because of how loudly the fans are. It had to be. Because on the highlight reels, I don't see Dylan getting sacked. I'm like, when the hell did he get sacked? I do think it was an excuse. I do think they want to placate their fans because their fans started to waver away. Let's see what their fans do the next home game. It said they booed the hell out of Dylan. Yep. It said boycott still exists. What are we going to do about it? People did boycott today. I actually put on X. Shout out to the Browns fans that actually sold their tickets, didn't go to the tailgate, and didn't go to the game. Shout out to them. Now, I don't know how many Ravens fans were there today, but shout out to them. Because the Browns believe that they have their fans in a chokehold. That's just the reality. They have the most loyal fans They have the best tailgates. Yeah, but the fans want to win. And Dylan is not it. And when they came out and was bold and said, Stefanski's job is safe, the fans say, fine, I'm selling my tickets. I'm not going to the tailgate. I'm not going to the game. That's what they need to do. And they need to pump the brakes on next year's season tickets. Don't you buy them damn tickets. Make them wait till they do right by the fan base. That's why they wanted to split off Shedeur Sanders fans from Browns fans, so we wouldn't have any leverage. But we watch at home, so we have leverage. They say he got sacked twice, Elaine. It says he has 2 black parents. Yep, he has 2 black parents. Fired Kevin Stefanski. Yep, it still fired Stefanski because people really want to know, what did you really expect, Sheduer? How did you really expect him to perform if you didn't even get him ready with the crew until he stepped on the field and he didn't know he was playing till halftime? Oh, by the way, you finna go out here and play. Why? Because they booing Dylan? So Sheduer feel like he failed. People want to talk about his QBR rating. That ain't what you need to be talking about. You need to be asking, how was Kevin Stefanski allowed to not get Sheduer prepared with the first team up to this point? Haslam. That's why the Browns fans gonna have to do more than boycott today. And the Ravens fans need to join in, because I'm gonna tell you, y'all gonna come back to this video. I promise you, they're not letting Lamar get out that division. And all that celebration today, even though they cheated their own quarterback. But what did I say when I was live? Oh, they won, so they're going to blow this off. Watch what happens when it comes time to divisionals, or if they get out the division, if they get to the championship. Just like Sheduer going to have to call a damn audible, Lamar going to have to call an audible, because they still holding him back. That's why today's game is huge for Sheduer, to look at Lamar like he's in the mirror and see. They're going to do you just like they did him. Because they already did you like they did him, but they did you worse. That's Sheduer's takeaway for today. It's not going to ever change. You're not going to ever get a fair shot to play your game in this league. And the NFL don't deserve him no way. Lamar either. I can see them too in an independent league just out here lights out. I said it the other day. All black starting quarterbacks are under attack. Every last one of them. They made their lives harder this year because 17-32. People want to act like it ain't true, but it is. They want to act like it's not true, but it is. And it is so unfortunate. A lot of commentators were saying, no wonder he was throwing to janitors. Yeah. And here's the thing. That's scripted, right? That's scripted. Because they might have known he was playing today. But when they found out, and it went the way it went, which is like the Rams game, what did they do? They barely talked about the Panthers game. Nobody ever holds Stefanski accountable, other than to say he should be fired. They want to say we'll wait to the end of the season. Now his job is safe. They want to say Dylan gets a certain number of games. They took Dylan probably out the game because it got loud over there. 2 sacks, they probably took him out because of that. The point is, the goal was for Lamar to look overrated and Sheduer to look like, see, we said he wasn't good. If you remember the anonymous sources who came out of the New York Giants organization, he's not that good. And that's what they want to prove. So him holding his head down probably has more to do with the realization that they're not going to ever let you play your game. And it has nothing to do with your father. I hope he has realized that. And standing across from Lamar, playing him today should be a reminder, because they held him down in the first quarter. Sheduer going to go look at this game. He always watches film. And number 55 is a buster and ought to be ashamed of himself. Amen. There you go. Amen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they know Sheduer can ball out. They know Sheduer can ball out. Yep, your wallet is your power. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I'm glad Sheduer let them know too. This was my first time throwing to these. Yeah, I heard him say that in a longer form video. He said that. He said that. He handled it well, right? He handled it well. You know, this is my first time, I think he said, throwing the Judy in the game. So what should happen on Monday? You're going to have the usual suspects saying he trashed, but people going to be surprised about the people calling out Kevin Stefanski. This is another reason why Kevin Stefanski should be fired. I already had 10 reasons as to why he should be fired. Now he didn't prepare his backup. Who does that? Sheduer is the successor to the QB1. It's okay if you want to say he QB2, but to not get him ready and for Haslam not to hold Stefanski accountable. I said it. If Haslam wants to continue on with Stefanski, he better get ready for organizational malpractice investigation into his club. And don't be surprised if they get hit with a civil rights violation. All right, I'm gonna get myself out of here. Thank y'all for hanging in there when I had to switch internets. I have my own private internet just for the podcast. So I had to turn that off, surprisingly, and switch on the other internet that we have at the house. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, I know what I wanted y'all to do. I meant to ask y'all to grade Shedeur's performance. I gave him an A-. Why? Because I watched the highlight 6 times. Because I watched him throw to, I do believe, Cedric Tillman, Jerry Jeudy, a long bomb to Gage. Sheduer put the ball where it needed to be. That's the quarterback's job. It wasn't overthrown, underthrown. He wasn't throwing to the air, right? Now, they got him on intentional grounding when he threw it away, right? Some people say he still holds on to the ball too long, but he's extending plays. When Pat Mahomes does it, they don't have a problem with it, right? So, again, he's never played with these people before. This was his first time. That itself is malpractice. This young man is not being developed to fill in should the starter not be available. And knowing Dylan's not that guy, it's on Stefanski. But it's still fire Kevin Stefanski. And shame on Haslam. Shame on Haslam, because this is his club. At the end of the day, it rests at his feet to have Sheduer not be prepared by the head coach. That rests on Haslam's feet because everybody's been talking about it. He can't say he didn't know about it. And just to allow this type of malpractice to not get the second QB ready, it's just total insanity. Just Dylan had been sacked 1,700 times. At some point, he's going to get a concussion, right? Even if they lie. But the reality is, if you get sacked 17 times through 4 games, you're going to end up with a concussion. Isn't that why they wanted Tua to retire? Sheduer showed flashes of greatness, but Dylan is not any better since camp. I totally agree. So again, okay, so here we go with the grades coming in. All right, so let me see what y'all are saying about the grades. Just in case you're just not joining us, I asked people to grade Shedeur's performance. I said he's an A-. I said an A- because he's never played with them before. Let's see what else somebody else is saying. Thank you, Destiny. Have a good night. I gave Sheduer a B. Okay, Jarrell Smith gave him a B. Okay, let me know why you gave him a B. I gave him an A- because he's never played with them before. I gave him an A- because number 55, a buster, set up his own quarterback. He should be fired immediately. Set up his own quarterback. That's just the craziest thing ever, right? You're supposed to be playing against the opponent. You slamming the opponent on the ground and you setting your own quarterback up. So that's why I gave Sheduer an A-, because when he had coverage, he balled out. It's not his fault if somebody dropped a perfectly placed pass. You could see Sheduer put the ball where it goes. You could see how poised he was in the pocket. So shout out to Jarrell. Let me know. Thank you for letting me know that you gave him a B. It says he watched this film and he was sure watch the Raiders. Facts. But Sheduer can't make nobody catch a ball. He can put it in the right place and they can get held accountable or benched for dropping it. But just like the center today, number 55, he shouldn't even be the starter no more. He should immediately be demoted because he showed you in 2 halves of the game, I have solid protection and blocking and tackling for Dylan. But in the second half, when it's Sheduer, I don't. So I don't give a damn if you have a personal problem with Sheduer. It's your job. He should be fired. He should be fired. He should be suspended. He should be investigated. And they need to go back and look at all of his film. It says Sheduer showed flashes of greatness. I totally agree. Let's see. Cameron said A B minus. Okay, Cameron, let me know if you feel like, let me know why. It said peace, prosperity, and long life, sis, in chat. Thank you, Isaiah. Seth Marie, a good game. Sheduer played pretty good, despite not first team reps against an elite Ravens defense. Okay, there you go. Okay, I like that. It said the league tried to make Lamar change his position too. Just remember the question he was asked at the combine. I totally agree. It said Tua should retire. Yeah, he been hit a lot himself. It said, with all this, what is the freaking purpose and point of football? I want to understand its existence, and I could ask the question about the NBA to make money. Jenkins gave Shedeur A. Okay, Jenkins, I like that. Shedeur played a good game. I'm telling you, he played a good game, and they knew exactly what was happening, right? I'm not even worried about 2 drop passes, right? Because you don't know if that was intentional or not. I don't know who it was to, but you're talking about the one with Gage? Yeah, Gage was sad on that one. He was sad on that one. And I don't know who the other one was to, but I know the center did enough damage by himself. And he's on film protecting for Dylan. And he's on sabotaging Sheduer, who's his quarterback. The center did enough damage by himself. Go watch the highlights or go watch the whole game. It says Stefanski has a boss. Right. And his boss does nothing. His boss does absolutely nothing but take photo ops with some kids with Sheduer jersey on. It said, Ramon said Sheduer got an A. Okay. See, a lot of people gave Sheduer a good grade. If you watch the game, if you watch the highlights, if you notice that he was being taken down by his own team, a couple of missed balls. But if you look at when he had protection, oh man, got his own first down. Because they had already sacked him, I think. And he's like, I'm going to get this myself. Got his own first down. First snap was a completion to the side to, I think, Tillman. I think Tillman, Isaiah Bond, Jerry Jeudy, and Marvin Harrison. No, that guy plays Arizona. What's the guy's name that I say that's the guy, the tight end, and then Gage. So Sheduer threw to about 5 different receivers. He wasn't warmed up before the game. He didn't have no time to warm up. He had no first team reps. And that itself is malpractice. So shout out to, who was that? Shout out to Ramon for giving Sheduer A. I think so too. I think so too. Cameron said he showed at CU how he works when he knows the wide receiver proclivities. I think, was he talking about that today too? And how they come out of breaks, etc. He can do better with practice with the ones. Right. Here's the thing. Do y'all think Sheduer, and I don't know if the other receivers will do it, do y'all think he should start holding his own practice on like they off day just to kind of get to know them since Stefanski refuses to give him first team reps? I believe Stefanski should be fired this week. Let me know how you feel, but I think this should be it. This is the final straw because this young man was not prepared for in case Dylan goes down. And isn't that your job as a head coach? That alone should get him fired. But there's about 10 other things he should be fired for. Instead, Flacco and Pickett got all of the time with the ones, and so did Dylan Gabriel as a third string. Sheduer got 0 time with the ones. The Browns have wasted everybody's time. Right. How do you expect to win? What if Dylan had more than a concussion? What if he was out for the season like Joe Burrow with turf toe? Let's just honestly say. So you just gonna go down and lose every game rather than doing what a boss does and get his people ready. That tells you that they didn't even care if Dylan go down. We still don't want Sheduer to shine. We didn't even want him on the field. All of those first team reps Dylan got, and he looks like pure trash. His football play, I don't know him personally. His football play is not getting any better. But the team has been forced into submission to accept losing with Dylan. And when it's Sheduer, certain players have been conditioned to take down their own quarterback. So they don't win with somebody that's not Dylan. Yep. Let's see if the NFL has a gambling scandal. It's obvious, right? Because there's a lot of gamblers making money. It said, I gave him a B. Hey, Jarrell, it said, because of him holding the ball too long. My only critique of him, but everything else is good. Okay, all right, we'll take that. The NFL Players Association. Yeah, they're not doing nothing. Doreen said he gets an A. Okay, Doreen, let me know if you want me to know if you want to let me know why. God's love said an 8. Okay, I like it. It said, I don't trust 77 or 55. I didn't look at 77, but I saw 55. If it's the same, I get it. Thank you, Miss Pamela. Shedeur said, every ball I throw, I expect it to be caught. Right. Because why? It wasn't a lot of drop balls at CU. Now, one player, you know, he had a little, but he got it together. And what did Shedeur? He kept throwing it to him, and he got it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No need to say no names. But that's just, Shedeur is hella accurate, right? He's hella accurate. You would think you want to win with this kid. You think you want this kid to be the face of your league. But he's black, so they don't want that. Let's see. Since they did Dan Lanning a favor by taking Dillon, are they going to do Dan Lanning a favor and take Dante Moore at number 1 for $50 million since they got that pick for Travis? Let's see. Let's see if it matters that both of his parents are black. Let's see if it matters or helps him that he went to Oregon. Because guess what? It's not helping Trinidad Shambliss, who over at Ole Miss where Jackson Dart came from. Let's see if he goes to the Manning Passing Academy. It said, it's 55 the one who said Dillon should stay to be the quarterback. I don't know what he said. I watched highlights, and he set Sheduer up. He's on camera blocking for Dillon in the first half, having smoke for the defenders in the first half, taking number 40 from the Ravens and throwing him to the ground. Didn't get a call on it. But when it came to blocking for Sheduer, he let Sheduer get sacked. He blew his coverages. It said, between Stefanski and his boss, do you smell a setup? Absolutely. I smell a setup. Like, you can't ignore that Sheduer is being colluded against in Cleveland. That's why his head is hit his hand. That's why he like this, because it's happening there too. His O-line is setting him up. And personally, I think it has everything to do with Pat Schumer because Sheduer called his own plays last year. And Stefanski used to work for Pat Schumer. That's why it's happening the same way. It's a message. Once he settled down, he was straight. I thought he was good. I thought he was good for considering no first team reps. Shedeur knows the game of football inside and out. It's the internal shenanigans that must be mentally battled through. Right. That's what he has to battle through. The internal shenanigans. His number 55 on his team, who's supposed to have the same goal to win, to succeed, is his enemy. And that's the center that snaps the ball. Then we have Stefanski, who likely had something to do with number 55 taking down his own quarterback. Stefanski not getting Shedeur ready to take the helm after Dillon tells you they don't want to do nothing to help Shedeur succeed. That is organizational malpractice because you have not created a supportive environment. The most he's willing to do is say something nice about Shedeur, but still not say his name. So that's not good enough. Organizational malpractice coming through. That's what it is. It's ridiculous. Who doesn't get their QB2 ready in case QB1 go down? Who does that? Be honest. Who does that? All right. I guess my laptop is talking to me, so I'm going to get out of here. Okay, so most of y'all have given Shedeur's really good grades. Yeah, most of y'all have given Shedeur an A or a B. That's good because he did good. Considering the circumstances, he did very, very, very good. Let's not forget, they have not been winning with Dillon, right? They didn't put the team in the best position to win with Dillon at all. At all. And Shedeur had good opportunities, but when you got number 55 letting people through or chasing people rather than blocking for him with all of that smoke he had, I'm like, do this man know he on camera? I'm like, you know Shedeur gonna see this, right? You know Shedeur gonna watch you block for Dillon and not block for him in the same game. There's no excuses. There's no excuses. But maybe it's good to know who the enemy is because you got to know how to defeat it. And remember, he overcame at Colorado and he had to find out who the enemy was too. I don't even think of gambling scandal. People have talked about that. They said technically the Browns games are rigged because they're not trying to win. If you're not trying to win, you're trying to lose. So people said with Dylan in the game, it's the best money line bets that they have. They make money. So we don't know why they really took Dylan out the game. Separate but equal politics. Oh, that's a good way. Somebody said, who was that? Mr. Irv said that Shedeur is Stefanski is playing separate but equal politics. He's trying to say that Dylan and Shedeur, like Jim Crow, are different because Shedeur is black and race snowman, right? Shedeur isn't considered to be on par with Dylan because Dylan is not black. They know Dylan's skill set is not up to par, but Shedeur is black and Dylan is not. So they're going more by black versus non-black or black versus white, however you want to look at Dylan. The point is, this is the most important position on the team, and I'd rather it go to Dylan, who's not black. So for people that keep saying they had 3 quarterbacks last year, where are they now? That answers your question. They're all devalued, including Deshaun Watson. And he get ready to return to practice this week, I do believe. So, all right. Oh, somebody gave him an A-. I think he did good with feeling people he never played with. I agree. I mean, honestly, if you say this man never had practice with these people, you got to give him a flat-out A. I gave him an A-, but when you realize he's never practiced with them, he was never allowed to practice with the A team, you have to give him an A. Now, if you want to give him an A- because he held the ball too long, okay. But you got to give him an A considering he's never practiced with these people. And again, that's a reason to fire Stefanski. Thank you for that one, Juanita. That was good. Like I said, they were going to wait for the lineman to get hurt. Sheduer played with a 5-string lineman men again. Now, number 55 is the starter. Number 55 is the starter. I don't know about 72 on the end to the left tackle. I don't know about the right. I think the right tackle is not a starter. Number 55 is the starter. I checked the depth chart. He has absolutely no excuse. And even if he was 5th string, he was 1st string for Dylan and 5th string for Sheduer. It's on film. Go watch it. I want to see how many other people called that out because it's obvious. Another Ram setup. I agree. Judy played hard for Sheduer to get that first down. I agree. I agree. Judy did ball out. He really did. And I felt sorry for Gage because I think he just felt like, I mean, he was trying to get it. I don't know about the play. Maybe it was fair game. But hey, that was their first time connected in a game. Watch what happened next time. They're gonna have to switch up this separation, right? And they know that, right? Rams game all over. Facts. Totally agree. They hate his guys for it. He's too strong. Yep. Miss Anyway said, they talking about what are they talking about? Dylan? Yeah. I think they didn't want Dylan to play behind a bad O-line. He didn't have a bad O-line. Did y'all see what was on the screen? Look at this O-line formation between quarterbacks. Do you see this O-line for Dylan? damn laptop want to unplug yourself. All right, so this was awesome. We'll be back tomorrow. Plenty of stuff to talk about this week. Plenty of stuff to talk about. I'm out of here because between the Wi-Fi and I guess the battery on my laptop, I don't know. It just unplugged itself, but it looked like it's good. All right, y'all, this was awesome. We'll be back tomorrow, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. We can continue the conversation in the comments. I'll still have my phone and going through the comments. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one. And I'm glad y'all know. Just hang out for a second if you just disconnect. Yes, Isaiah. Thank you. Good night. Good night. All right.